Beautiful. Sounds lovely. I don't think I need to mute. Let's go ahead and mute all. And then Ellen, you'll need to unmute yourself, but I'm going to do our introductions now. We're so delighted to have everyone here for our first live animal webinar in quite some time. I love it. And you're in for a real treat because of all the live animal webinars I have done through the years. Ellen is always my favorite guest. So, and I saw online that she mentioned having new stories all the time, new animal stories to share. And I said, okay, it's time for another Ellen Welk webinar. Let me tell you a little bit more about Ellen. Ellen has a passion for natural health for pets and people. She currently is a natural wellness consultant for pets and people. She is also a leading breeder of naturally reared golden retrievers, as you can see in the background, the little tail wagging in the corner. She has an extensive animal care background, from raising fish to dogs, horses, and exotic animal zoo care and wildlife rehabilitation. She has studied in many different natural health modalities. Her passion and her own personal journey have led her on a quest to discover the keys to health from a cellular perspective. Ellen has found redox signaling molecules to be a foundational supplement for all of life. She has a passion to share this breakthrough science and technology with the world and help others to step through to their fullest potential. She lives in Oshkosh, Wisconsin with her husband, Jerry, and they are happily owned, obviously, you can see in the background, by two golden retrievers, Journey and Bodhi. Ellen, we're so happy to have you here, and I'm going to hand the screen over to you now.
All right, Beth. Well, thank you. You are such a rock star. It's been so fun to get to know you, Beth. I appreciate you and all that you do for so many people and your animals as well, as you have those gorgeous thoroughbreds in the background, and all that you do is really quite amazing. So thank you. You are such a shining light in the world, and I appreciate you so much. So thank you for inviting me. This is going to be a lot of fun. We are literally going to have a few animal adventures and take you on a little ride through what this amazing cellular health potential is that we have in our hands. So it is just a pleasure for me to be here today. And I want to welcome all of you, and you are here for a purpose. And I thank you for being here. It's Saturday midday here in Wisconsin, and you guys could be anywhere. So thank you, all of you, for showing up. We've got an amazing amount of people here. It's so exciting. You know, and you're here to learn more and to learn about something that you're not going to hear on the news or from a lot of places. You're going to hear it word of mouth from, people who truly care about health and wellness and being able to do it in a 100% safe way. So, our topic today is cellular health, and it is at the foundational level, the cellular level, and even the molecular level, which takes it even deeper into the cell. So the question really is, what are redox molecules? Because that's what we're here to learn about today. And simply put, they're messengers of the cell. They carry the signal to the cell. If it's a healthy cell or it can regenerate, let's do that. And if it's not, it's time to leave the body. So that's the basics of it. And it's really pretty simple, but when there's aging or an imbalance or maybe injury, or there's a system that's out of balance, that can make a difference on how many molecules are made in the mitochondria of the cell. So that can make a difference on the signal and how the cell gets the signal. Now, let me tell you, I'm going to start my slideshow. This is a science that goes really deep, and I'm not doing the deep stuff today, but there are some really, really amazing videos that are out there and resources where you can learn more about the depth of the science. But let me just start my slideshow. I wanted to just give you that introduction heads up at the start, and I'm going to share my screen. And hello to everyone who's joining us here new, or if you're joining us on the replay, that's wonderful too. Welcome. Okay, so we are gonna rock and roll. So welcome to Animal Adventures in Cellular Signaling, learning about the power of redox signaling molecules for you and your pets. The information provided in this webinar is for informational purposes only. The items discussed here are not at all intended to prevent, diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or health condition. Nothing here replaces anything about you, your health, or your animal, or the interaction with a vet. This is not what we're talking about today. So that little disclaimer. Now, let's just jump briefly into what a redox molecule is. The science of this does go very deep, like I said, but it's relatively new. So the redox molecule was first discovered by these three amazing men only back in 1998. And it seems like not that long ago, but since then, there has been incredible advances and incredible depth of study. In many major universities, they have a redox area in their Department of Biology across the world. So this is a science that is absolutely incredible to the health of the cell, but we have been a part of it taking a little bit different approach and a different flow. I'm going to talk about more of that. This is how deep it goes, you guys. And I don't know if you can see me or not. I'm not talking about this. I'm just showing you this is real. They have textbooks about redox molecules. It's intense. It really, really is. It's fascinating. So if there's any medical professionals here, it's a great area to learn more about. But I like the simplicity of it. Healthy cell gets the signal from the mitochondria. If it's healthy, reproduce, replicate, repair if you need to, or leave the body. Basic, simple. So it's interesting to think like our cells are replicating all the time because health really begins at the cellular level for people, for pets, for plants, for anything that's alive, has life in them, they have redox molecules. So for the human, here's a brief example. Blood replaces every 4 months. Skin, we're going to be talking about this later. The skin replaces every month. So every 28 days, you have new skin cells when you're young. But when you're aging, you get to age 50, 60, 70, that slows down. So you're looking at 2 to 3 months for that to replenish and replace. Bones, 3 months, liver, 6 weeks, stomach lining, 5 days. How amazing. The body is incredible. So here I want to just give my brief story. So it's been 6 years ago now, almost 7 actually, that I was diagnosed with bacteria that comes from a creepy crawly bug. And I experienced severe fatigue and horrible discomfort and inflammation in my joints. Now, I just want to stop here for a minute because this is natural health. We have to be really careful to not use disease type names because I'm not making any claims. I'm not using the Western medicine diagnosis. And so it's important because we want to protect what this is. So that's why I describe it the way that I did. So I had this bite from a bug. It created really big imbalance in my body and lots of inflammation. So I was really quite sick for some time before that. So this was back in 2016, August actually. But it was like it hurt to move, like my blood hurt. And I even had a scary vision of needing a wheelchair in my future. That's how downhill I was going. After a few months that this had come to light, my holistic chiropractor physician, Dr. Darren Weissman in Chicago, introduced me to a product that contains redox signaling molecules, which is what we're talking about today. So I was really skeptical at first, but I was kind of desperate, actually. I just started using it because I trusted him. And only 6 days after drinking the liquid, I woke up that morning and I felt amazing. And like that deep discomfort was mostly gone and I actually had energy. So later that same day, I was outside and I got this message from God, like it came right into my being and it said, go for a bike ride. And that was something that I hadn't done. I hadn't moved really in months because of how horrible I felt. But this was like, just go for a bike ride. And I went, what? And the message back was just trust. So I did. I went on I got my bike out, filled the air in the tires, and I ended up going 6 miles. And this is a picture actually down in the corner. That's an actual picture of me that day on my bike, because I took that picture. I texted it to my husband and I'm like, look, I'm on my bike. And he's like, go home, because he didn't want to have to come back, leave work and come pick me up off the trail somewhere if I couldn't make it home. But I went 6 miles. And the next day I challenged myself and I went 11 miles. And that was when I knew that something was amazing that was going on in my body. And I reached back to Dr. Darren and I said, what is this stuff? And I'm just forever grateful that this was the beginning of something that really has been life-changing for me. And it makes me emotional, actually, just thinking about it right now. I'm so grateful to be here and to be sharing this. And because this is 100% safe, it is toxic free, it is native to the body, it's simply replenishing something that the body already makes, is amazing. And I learned and understood that this could be used for a wider range. And because of what I do, which I'm going to share a few fun pictures, I really just felt this desire to share it. And so here I am. So here's my REDOX dogs. This was a couple years ago, Journey and Bodhi. And here we are again. And these are the only 2 dogs I currently have, but they're a lot of fun. I'm going to fly through these slides because I just want to give you just a brief background of who I am and why I love this product so much, because it is native to the body. We naturally raise golden retrievers, just 1 litter a year. We go through all of, there's a puppy culture out there now, but I was doing puppy culture before puppy culture became a thing. We interact with the pups, we get them ready. Literally, we socialize them, do everything we can to get them ready in the first 2 months of life to go to their homes. And nutrition is a really big part of that. It is part of my dream to educate and raise the standard for other breeders to raise puppies in a similar manner, because every animal deserves a naturally healthy start from the heart. So I not only have this dog experience, but I have a passion for horses. In fact, that was my first passion. And I also, here's some of what Beth had shared of my wild animal experience working for the Oshkosh Zoological Society, doing educational programs, and just really enjoying all the different species that there are in the world. So nature's philosophy is that the body is designed to heal, regenerate, and be completely whole. And I learned that from the man who introduced this product to me, Dr. Darren Weissman. And so grateful for him doing it. And I realized that and learned that this could be used for anything with life. So I started to put it to the test, and I was curious to see, this is how I give it to my dogs. I just put it in a little bowl, and I had 3 dogs at the time when I took this picture, and I have their 3 bowls out. A glass bowl is really good. If you use metal, I would suggest you stay away from the stainless steel. A lot of people use that for animals because the stainless steel can slowly denature the molecules. It just will slowly make them not quite as potent. So glass or porcelain is a lot better. And of course, that's my glass with my Redox in it. And here I've got a little video. This is how Journey loves her Redox. This is Journey, my female, and I think this was last year with her litter. She's in with her puppies right now, and I'm just going to show you how she loves her Redox. So I do give it to them every day, and the puppies love it too.
What is this, Weaver? What is that? Oh, you want more? What a good boy, Weaver. Such a good boy. Yeah, you love that, don't you? You do.
So that was our litter of 10 puppies. And this was their first introduction to the molecules. They're about 5.5 weeks here. So some animals don't take it really readily, and you can put a little treat in it. One of the really important things with using this product is that you want it to touch the body right away. Like these molecules are so like bioreactive. As soon as it touches something organic, they want to go to work. So you can use a little squirt bottle with older dogs. This works as well. My husband Jerry is a pro at this. I've just got a little video here on how to use a squirt bottle.
You go boy there, buddy, Remy.
He's like, what?
Wait, what's in the background? Yum. Yum.
What is that? That's not milk.
No, that's not
milk.
milk. Oh my goodness, what is that?
But squirts. You might want more. They keep coming back to me.
Isn't that something? Look at that. I think they want more.
You know, squirt.
Yeah.
It's a little squirt.
Yeah, look at it. He's like, give me more. Wow.
Just gotta keep it out of the nose.
Yeah. Jessie.
Yay. So that was just introducing our puppies the first time, but one of the most incredible stories is this with Maisy. So Maisy was one of our dogs who went to live with a friend of mine because she lost her dog and ended up staying with my friend Lori. And she was 11 at the time when she went to live with Lori, and she really went to be like a therapy dog and ended up fulfilling a huge part of her life purpose here. It was so beautiful. But she was just taking 2 ounces of the liquid daily at the time. And several months in, we discovered that she had a big lump in her abdomen. So we took her to a holistic vet and decided that she needed surgery to remove her ovary. And she had been a mama of 4 litters in her younger years, and it was now time to have her spayed. So thankfully, this was just a fatty mass, but during surgery, they found another group of overgrowth on her adrenal gland, and this was the kind of cells that were not good, and it was the fastest growing, not good kind of cells. So the surgeon said that they had never seen anything like this before, because what they were looking at was like it had actually been encased, almost as if the body was already well into the process of protecting itself. So it's amazing when the body's given the proper tools or replenished with the proper tools, what it will do, because it will rebalance itself. So we did have that removed, but Maisy went on to live a very vibrant life, and she did pass away just a year ago now at the age of 15 and a half. But even up until the end, she was able to walk, and she did not have the typical hip challenges that Goldens do. I was there with her till the end, and I even heard her very last heartbeat, and she definitely was a miracle dog many times over. I'm so grateful for her experience, and here you can see she's drinking. There also is the product, the topical that we used on her, the area after the stitches and as she was healing. So incredible, beautiful animal, just so blessed. And then we have Morpheus here from our dream litter from 2 years ago. And I'm going to click this video to play. I did turn off the sound of it because I can tell the story a lot quicker than what I do on the video. So let's see if it'll play. Is it going to play?
All right.
Oh,
so
there we go.
Here's
Oh,
Morpheus. All right. So here.
Oh, it doubled up on me. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. There's something funky with this. Good old technology. All right. So I'm just going to tell the story quick, and then we'll see if I'll play a few seconds of the video. Morpheus was born to our dream litter, and he came out of the womb without the sac, which is really important when whelping puppies. Whelping means birthing. And he was absolutely listless. He did not move at all. And he felt like he was dead. And we worked with him for several minutes and there was no response. There was nothing. We literally set this puppy aside because he wasn't with us. We went on because he was puppy number 5. We, already had 4 pups on the ground, more to deliver yet. And of course, just grief just filled our hearts at the sadness of losing this one. So we went on and started, getting our girl Journey ready for the next one. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, my husband had set this puppy down. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a twitch. And I go, Jerry, he's alive. And we grab him and we start working on him. I grabbed this product in a spray bottle and started spraying his entire body immediately. We did chest compressions. We started draining the nose, all the things that, during whelping that you do, but we kept spraying this product and spraying this product all over his body. It was 30 minutes before we could really get him to take a good breath, but he was still doing that gasping. And long story short, 2 hours later, he's breathing and he's warmed up. He was cold. He had warmed up. We got his body heat up. We kept using this product. And I swear, if we would not have had these molecules, this little boy would not have made it. And today he is a vibrant, very happy. His mama, hi Becky, is going to be watching the replay, but he runs agility and he's absolutely perfectly normal. And again, I get emotional, but let me see if the video will play just a few seconds of it. I actually just posted this on my timeline on Facebook, if anybody wants to see it.
All right, so here's Morpheus.
Is it gonna play?
Morpheus, do you want me to tell you the story again of how you came to be with
It's not
us?
playing.
He's so out.
All right.
So tired. So I'm sitting
So
on my
for some
lap
reason,
here
there it goes.
in the puppy pen.
Delay.
Because the Facebook Live feature is
All
not
right,
working.
so-
right
and
now.
then there's a
Here's
double.
Morpheus. It's not letting me in.
Okay,
Morpheus,
guys,
do you want me to tell you the story?
that's really crazy. So sorry about that. It's an adorable video. I'm telling the puppy story. It's really cute, but you guys can check it out on my timeline if you want to watch it. So moving on. It's great for dogs, amazing. But you know what? I had this fish and this sore began to happen. In the aquarium industry, there is a name for it that I will use. It's called hole in the head. It's a death sentence for fish. It's a combination of a parasite and a bacterial challenge. And it literally, this is what it looked like. There was times where I could actually see down into this fish's sinuses, like I could see the openness in those cavities. And so what I did is once a day for a couple months, I took the fish out and I would hold him over a bucket and I would hold just that part out of his head. He literally would let me hold him and I would drip with one of the squirt bottles. I would just drip this product down into that hole. I didn't know if it was going to work, but I didn't know really how else to do it. But I have a video because a lot of people don't believe me. So let's hope this video audio plays correctly. I hear it, but I'm not seeing it.
Boy, what a good fish you are. Infinite love and gratitude. Yeah, get nice
There it
heels.
goes.
It's working.
All right. So that's how I did it. And he let me every single time. He never flopped. Just incredible. So even the scales on his head grew back, which just blew my mind. Even this, so all species, right? How about plants? Yes. This was my friend Lori, and Lori had gotten some roses just from the grocery store and had put some of the liquid molecules in with the water. And look what happened. They sprouted. Because have you ever seen cut flowers sprout? I've seen this replicated, so this wasn't just a fluke thing because I've seen other people who've done this and had sprouts actually happen. So, and it did help the flowers to last longer. but then you can see the life in the stems. It's just incredible. And this is an amazing, so let's just talk about the gel for a minute. There's a topical gel. It's the same as the Redox molecules. It's the same molecules, it's just the molecules, 100% safe, toxic free. It's very beautiful because of how easy it is to use and how many different places you can use it. Like just grooming a dog's paw, if you nick it, it's okay to put it directly in. It will help to stop the bleeding. This has qualities of being antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral. It's a whole other story about that, the science, but this stuff is amazing. So yes, it's precious. You can cut the tube open and you can dig down in there and you can get some more, but topically, if there is any kind of a wound or rash or itch, it's incredible for bug bites, for sunburn, for any kind of irritation, pimples, lots and lots of different ways to use this. Even a skin tag, which this was my boy Mowgli, and he had an injury. One of the girls ran into him on the deck when it was icy and he had hurt his shoulder. And he also had this abnormal group of cells that was growing on his skin. And we're like, okay, so we used the topical Redox molecules on him and not knowing, what would happen, but 2 months later, literally it just fell off. Amazing. So here's Bodhi. Let's hope the audio on this one works. Here's my puppy Bodhi when he was younger. And we also used this for
Hi, Bodhi. Are you teething tonight?
for teething.
Yes, you're especially uncomfortable. And you know what? You love this. Like you ask for this, right? And you're being such a good boy right now. So we're going to show everybody how to do this. So we're going to put some on this. And then we're going to put it just inside of your teeth here on your gums. Could do this with a puppy. Could do this with a baby. And I'm going to just show now. These are his puppy teeth yet, and those are about to fall out. 4.5 months now, and those big ones are coming in, and he's just been uncomfortable tonight and chewy. And yes, you love this, don't you? You do. You love it. You would lick it just like that, but we want to get it up on the gums, up on top, real gentle. Good boy, and below. What a good puppy you are. That's a good boy. Great job. Yeah, you love it. Yeah. Good job.
So the applications for this really are amazing. Two more stories and we'll be done. This was our journey actually last year after she had just given birth. This was 3 days afterwards and she started to get clogged milk ducts. So I personally have not had any children, but for any of you human moms out there who've breastfed and have had any kind of a challenge at all, you could definitely relate to what happens when things don't flow well. And it is simply an imbalance. So this started to happen, and years ago, I had a female who had developed the same thing, and we ended up having to bottle feed 12 puppies for a week. It was crazy. So I just dug right in. I'm like, okay, here comes my favorite stuff again. And I literally sat, as it started in the back, it started to get really hard, and I could feel it. The puppies weren't getting the milk through. And so I sat with the puppies. I literally used this product over and over and over. I continued to rub it in. I also needed to hold the puppies up to keep them attempting to nurse, to keep pulling that through, the milk through. I went through almost 4 tubes of this incredible product in about 8 hours. I literally kept doing it, but you know what? It worked. It saved me a trip to the vet. It saved me giving antibiotics for something I did not want to do for various reasons, and didn't have a problem after that whatsoever. And I had one happy mommy after that. And one more final story. This is a baby cedar waxwing who flew into my patio door, which like that was bad enough. And then she fell on top of one of my female dogs, Mari. And So Mari was actually laying right below where the bird fell. So the bird fell on top of her. And of course, a dog's response was going to be to chomp the bird, which she actually did. She actually chomped the bird twice. I saw it. I was sitting right here and my patio door is right next door. And I heard it. I saw it. I screamed, no. I bolted to the door. I got the dogs inside. Of course, I had this bottle right on my counter where it always is. And I started spraying this beautiful little baby bird. And I have a video.
Baby girl, you're gonna be okay. Yeah, you're gonna be okay, sweet one. Oh, you want more? Okay, okay. Even the birds know this is amazing stuff. Wow. Are you good to fly yet? Mm-hmm. I know, it's all on your feathers, right? And you're standing in a little puddle of it. And you're so beautiful. You could be a little time young.
So because of my understanding and experience with wildlife rehab and knowing this product, what I was doing purposely, because she did have some blood that was coming out of her mouth before I had started spraying and got the camera. But I knew that I wanted to get it inside of her mouth and in her eyes. I knew it was 100% safe to do that. And I also wanted to get it on her feet. So getting it on her feathers, like, wasn't necessarily ideal because it wasn't getting directly to her skin, which is where I wanted it, which is why I ended up overdoing it a little bit. But birds are in the rain all the time. That didn't matter. I wanted to get the molecules where it could really affect and get into the tissues. And lo and behold, this beautiful little bird got up and started moving around, got dried off enough. I picked her up and I took her over on the other side of my fence because I didn't want my dogs coming back and getting her. But she flew off and it was just yet another beautiful testimony. So that's that. So, you guys, whoever invited you here today, please reach back to them to find out more about how you can use these molecules or how you can get started or whatever questions that you have. I'm going to stop my share right now and let you know that we're not going to be taking any questions directly here today, just for the sake of time and for the sake of compliance. We want to just really be respectful for that. But please, please, whoever brought you here, go on ahead and reach out to them and find out more for yourself. So, right, Beth, back to you.
Beautiful, Ellen. As always, I love hearing your stories. And those puppy pictures, I was laughing. I was so glad I was muted because I was laughing out loud. Those faces. Oh, anyway, I wanted to report that this recording will be posted at animalwebinar.com. That is a password protected site, but please reach out to whoever invited you here or to me. You can reach out and I'll give you the password and you can use that. You can watch it there. There are many different videos there in the archives. I have several horse videos there, and you can just look at the thumbnails and see what animal is being featured. So hopefully you can enjoy yourself there and share this far and wide. The beautiful thing about sharing what these molecules do for animals and knowing that it's a human supplement is that animals cannot be placeboed. You'll hear people that argue with you and say, oh, you can talk yourself into everything. And you just like that stuff, but you can make yourself feel better, but you can decide it because it's all in your head. Well, guess what? You can't do that with animals. And when you see Bodhi come up and ask to have his gums rubbed with the molecules, and you see that beautiful story of your Maisy who had such a miraculous recovery. We have hundreds and hundreds of stories like that. So please feel free to share this far and wide with anyone who is looking and who might want to learn more about these wonderful molecules. So thank you so much for joining us. This is all will also be posted on my Facebook page, Healthy Pets, healthypets.com, Healthy Pets. Again, that's a closed group. Just ask to join. I approve everybody. So you can also get it on Facebook if that suits you better. Thank you so much, everyone. Ellen, you are again just so brilliant. I love
so
working with
fun.
you, and it's such a pleasure. Take
was
care,
a lot of
everybody.
fun.
Have a great weekend.
Thank
Uh-huh.
you.
Bye-bye.
Infinite love and gratitude. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.